blessed. Wake up thanking God, he showed me how to reinvest. All this stress, I was giving game to you peons from the gate. Use my own self as examples. I live raw and never hate.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of TNC Reacts. Man, look, I know I've been gone. I've been learning a little bit of things here and there. And what I can tell you is that social media can make you racist. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but hear me out. The reason I'm talking about it is strictly because of this. What you decide to ingest on a day-to-day basis from social media, television, news articles, what you read, from people you involve yourself with, can start to influence your perception of things. If you don't believe me, I want you to really sit down, think about through your life or people that you've seen coming up with you, how certain things can make them switch off so instantly and they start to embed themselves in it. And you wonder, man, what caused the switch up? Now, I don't know the reason why it happens, but I can definitely tell you that my experiences with racism helped me dictate and understand how people move and how to deal with it when it's presented to you in a situation. But I can say with social media, it makes you more disagreeable with other people in different races because of how you see these people online act. And you don't want to come off as someone that says, oh, I hate this group because of this, this, and this, because you start to marginalize that group and you start to put them all in a box, right? So you have to deal with people as individuals. That is how you actually come out with a greater understanding of the human psyche, right? But I will say that social media does expose a lot of people's inner thoughts because they believe that they're safe because it's online. They can put up a fake page or they think they're just untouchable because it's online. But realistically, anybody can be found with a person that is determined enough to figure out who you are. But I will say that I'm quite disappointed in a lot of different things because you have these people like Brandon Tatum who tries to claim that racism doesn't exist and I'm not black, I'm an American, that's how it's supposed to be looked at. But in order for this man to make the money that he's making right now, he targets black people specifically and uses the verbiage black. So if race wasn't that big of a deal to you, why would you then only focus on one group? If you want to focus on people that suck as an American, there's plenty on every side. So why don't you just do it all evenly? Because it doesn't make you no money. When you try to hold every race accountable, you're not going to make the money like you want. But if you want this racist group over here to watch your content and subscribe and listen to you, you have to find someone to bash that they all want to see bashed. And that's what Brandon Tatum does. So to me, he's just disingenuous, and I don't respect people that move like that. Because eventually his light is gonna fizz out. Whatever it is, 15 minutes of fame he's got, it's gonna die out. Or he's gonna have to pivot again. And there's a lot of people like that online. If you watch their narratives, just go to their page once and just see what the topics are. And if it's all funneled on one group, then they're useless because they're biased by choice. They're not doing it because they actually care about how things look and how they want things to go. If I think people suck as an individual, I'm just going to say everybody sucks because a lot of people do. And it doesn't matter the skin color of who you are. It's just you suck as an individual. And I think that's what we need to start focusing on. But instead, people have to make it racial. Why? Because race is first. I don't care what nobody says. You walk, I'm telling you, I could go on and on about this, but I'm not. But they look at your name. And if you come in not looking like the name that they thought, they are shocked. Oh, well, hello. And you'd be like, oh, you was anticipating somebody else walking through that door. So it applies across the board. I think a lot of people forget how racism works and how people view different things. A lot of people are starting to say that black people are racist. Black people are racist. Black people are racist. But if you understand how it works, Racism is something that started strictly based off of the skin of your color and then what people do with it afterwards. So, most black people are not inherently racist just because of the skin of your color. The color of your skin, they typically are reactionary to something that has happened to them. If you ask most black people why they don't deal with a certain race, more than likely they've been through something that changed their thought process about said group. You know, the whole idea, oh, I have a black friend or I have a white friend, doesn't absolve you of a situation, because you may have a black friend but really get into politics and start talking about certain things and call them the N-word and see how that plays out. I guarantee you're not going to be friends after that. You see what I'm saying? So you having a black friend is truly based on how you treat them. You know what I'm saying? And how you treat others around them when they catch you. Because say, for instance, you're just horrible to black people all around, but then you got this one black friend. Either he's co-signing it, which is why y'all friends, or he has no idea that you're doing it. That's it. But the moment that he sees whatever version of you that you prevented him from seeing, let's see how the friendship really plays out. Just let's just keep it all the way real. But on the flip side, you know, white people are starting to say that black folks are racist towards them. But even in our government right now, you're seeing them removing a lot of black political figures from the museums and the historical monuments that go on in our country. Why would you remove them if this is not a racist society? Unless you're proving a point and no one wants to accept it, so they continue to ignore it and just play it off like nothing's happening. I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe social media isn't making people more racist, or maybe it is. Let me know what you think. And be on the lookout for more videos. All right, everybody. Peace.